Hey there, it's Steve from Old Guy Insights. Let me ask you something. How much time do you spend worrying about what other people think of you? If we're honest, most of us waste way too much time. And here's the thing. Worrying about others' opinions doesn't just hold you back. It steals your energy. It sinks your confidence. It actually hurts you. Yeah, I'm talking physical, real pain. Science backs it up, so stick around because by the end of this video, you'll see why letting go of this worry is the best thing you can do for your mind, body, and soul. Now, here's why this matters. The time and energy you spend worrying about others could be spent on you. It could go towards chasing your dreams, building deeper connections, or just living with a sense of peace. But the more you focus on what others think, the less you're living for yourself. This video is important because understanding the damage this habit causes physically, emotionally, and mentally might just be the wake-up call you need to take your power back. And trust me, this could be the most freeing change you make. And you know who said it best? My all-time favorite philosopher, Popeye. Remember his line? I am what I am, and that's all that I am. There's some real wisdom packed into that spinach-eating sailor. Life gets a whole lot better when you live for who you are, not for what others want you to be. All right, here's some science for you. This worry isn't just in your head. This constant anxiety over thoughts and judgments of others, it's actually hurting you physically. Researchers call it social evaluation anxiety, and it triggers the same parts of your brain that register physical pain. Yeah, you heard that right. Every time you wonder, what are they thinking of me? Your brain fires off signals like you've just stubbed your toe, but the pain's buried deep inside. I mean, picture it like this. Every anxious thought about how people might see you is a little jab, a silent sting, and it chips away at your peace and your sense of self-worth. So, in a way, every time we obsess over others' opinions, we're hurting ourselves for no reason. No one even has to say a word. But it doesn't end there. This kind of worry creeps through your whole body. Studies in psychosomatic medicine found that people who constantly stress about what others think have sky-high levels of cortisol. That's the stress hormone. Cortisol is helpful in small doses. It's what gives you energy in a crisis, but when it's on repeat, it starts to wreak havoc on your body. Chronically elevated cortisol weakens your immune system. It's making you more likely to get sick. It raises your blood pressure and increases the risk of heart disease. And let's not forget sleep. You ever toss and turn at night because your brain won't turn off? That's cortisol at work. Over time, this stress response can even rewire your brain, making it harder to feel calm or confident. Every time you let the fear of judgment take over, it's like pressing the gas pedal on this stress cycle, and your body pays the price. Imagine waking up every morning with that invisible weight on your chest. It's like you're carrying around someone else's baggage. And the worst part? That baggage isn't even yours. It's the weight of worrying about what someone else might think of you. Take a second and think about how heavy is it and how long have you been carrying it? And here's the twist. Research from the Journal of Abnormal Psychology shows that people who constantly seek others' approval actually feel worse, not better. The craving for validation from others makes people feel more anxious, more uncertain, more unworthy. It's like running on a treadmill through a fog. You're running and running and running, but you can't see who you really are, where you're going. And that treadmill, it's a race you can never win. Take a moment here. Are you running in place, chasing validation that never feels like enough? If you're living to meet other people's expectations, when are you living for yourself? This cycle drains your joy, dulls your self-confidence, and keeps you from discovering who you really are. And by the way, all the research I mentioned today, it's all linked in the description below. If you're curious, check it out after the video. There's plenty to dive into. Now let's be real. I know it's easy for me to sit here and say, stop caring about what other people think. But doing it, that's another story. It's not like there's just a switch you can flip and poof, you stop caring. Although, in my case, I actually did have a moment of instant change. And I've talked about it before in some of my other videos. When I graduated from high school and went off to college, I only knew one person there. I had no self-confidence and was always worried about what others might think. Whenever I walked towards someone, I'd look down at the ground. I was too afraid to make eye contact. But then one day, as I was walking across campus, I approached this big fountain in the middle of the quad. I remember the sun glinting off the water and hearing the sound of the fountain rushing. I went to look down at the ground, and just like usual, but this time my brain practically shouted, "Screw this!" From that moment on, whenever I met someone, I looked them in the eye and smiled. I no longer cared what they may think, and it freed me. That was the moment I stepped into myself. Now, you might not have a sudden shift like that, and that's okay. But here are 3 simple steps that you can take right now to start loosening the grip of others' opinions. They work. 1, pause and question. The next time you catch yourself wondering what someone else thinks of you, ask yourself, does this make me proud of who I am? If the answer is no, think about what you'd rather do instead. Number 2, set tiny challenges. This week, pick one small thing that scares you. Make eye contact with someone, share an honest opinion, or maybe wear something bold. Build your courage one step at a time. And then number 3, daily reminders never hurt, right? Affirmations like, I am enough, or I live for me, not them. And stick them where you see them, on your mirror, on your phone, on your car dashboard, on your background, on your computer, maybe even your fridge. And before you go, I have a challenge for you. Pick one thing this week that you've been avoiding because you're just worried about what others' opinions are, and do it. When you've done it, come back and share your story in the comments. I really want to hear about it. Let's celebrate together. Look, if you've ever thought that caring what others think is just in your head, now you know. Science says it's real, it's relentless, and it's draining your health, your happiness, and your time. But you have a choice to step away, stand tall, and start living in the light of your own approval. And let's bring it back to Popeye. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. When you embrace who you are, really, fully, you don't need anyone else's stamp of approval. You are enough as you are. And let me tell you, you'll be amazed at the people who respect and admire you when you show up authentically as your true self. If this hit home for you, do me a favor. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, and boop that notification bell so you don't miss more of these life-changing insights. But more importantly, share your story. Have you ever had a moment where you finally stopped caring about what others thought and stepped into your own light? Drop it in the comments. We'd all love to hear from you. And I know your story could inspire someone else watching. Hey, and if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to know that you're already on the right path. You're here because you're ready to reclaim your power and live more authentically. And that takes courage. And I respect you for that. Now, don't stop here. Hey, I've got another video waiting for you right here. It dives even deeper into how you can build confidence and embrace your true self. I think you're really going to love it. And remember, I believe in you. Stay awesome, and as always, do good things. See ya.